Good morning.
It is.
So I start most mornings off and I'll read either some kind of inspirational material or I'll meditate and get in the vortex. And then it seems like my day starts and I'll get the call from the client or some kind of a friend or just other relationship that just spins me out of the vortex and I get in this tailspin. And so is there some way I can be more Teflon or eye of the storm?
There are a few things that we want to say to you, and the combination of these things will put you in a very good place for exactly what you're reaching for. And you could not be asking for anything that pleases us more, because we know that this is where you will find your true power. Reaching for that high-flying disc early on. Sometimes you don't even make it to breakfast. But if tomorrow you do it again, and the next day you do it again, and the next day you do it again, and the next day you do it again, before you know it, you will have had enough momentum going and enough evidence of that momentum now on your mind that there will be a new determination in you, a determination to focus with greater clarity and greater decision. So there are two things that we would have on our mind. One is choosing that disc and recognizing that we've chosen it and milking it until we're certain that the feeling, the emotion is there. And those emotions could be anything that ranges from a sort of satisfying, contented feeling of well-being all the way to passionate enthusiasm about something that you want to do. It could be about loving someone so much you feel like you're going to turn inside out, or just appreciating something that someone is doing or has done. But good feeling and milking it when you're there. So then let's say that you're moving through your day and something happens, and right away you sort of feel that warning as you begin to slip from your alignment. Well, remember that it takes 17 seconds for any momentum to get going, and you've already got this momentum going, and in time that momentum will be so dominant that other things won't hinder it. But you may have issues or beliefs that actually do carry enough past momentum that it's easy for you to activate that momentum where it last was. But you've got 17 seconds. Esther gives herself 16. She's actually started counting. The other day she said to someone, I have something to tell you and you're not going to like it, and I'm going to do it in 16 seconds, so listen up. Actually, it's not what we recommend, but we do like that she is aware that she has a 16-second leeway to make the decision about whether she prefers this or whether she's willing to go someplace else. And after a while, you just get sort of determined that you're not willing to go someplace else. You find yourself picking your friends differently. You find yourself picking the things that you think about differently. Esther, every now and again, will find a thought that was a pretty strong thought, is a thought that has been easy for her to go there, but it never feels good, and it always gets worse and worse and worse. And now when that thought begins, she goes, oh no, not you. Not you. Now in the not you, she's still on the thought, but she is making the determination. I'm choosing this, not that. I'm choosing this, not that. I'm choosing this, not that. It just is a matter of caring about the way you feel, you see. Humans, we love you so much, but often you say, all right, I'll learn this stuff and I'll pay the price of happiness if it will get me what I want. And we say everything that you think you want, no matter what it is because you think you will feel good in the having of it. And once you show yourself that you have the ability, not instantly, but eventually, maybe not today, but within 30 days, once you show yourself that you can pick the disc and you can get the momentum going, and then once you watch the universe yielding to you in perfect reflection of the disc that you have chosen, you begin to feel invincible. You begin to feel like the most important thing in the world is to choose the disc. You begin to be aware. You begin to maybe choose more solitude at the beginning of your day, which isn't easy if you wake up in a house full of people. But you could lie there quietly and pretend that you're asleep just for a little while, couldn't you? Or wake up earlier before they do. In other words, you have the ability to get off on the right vibrational foot. And when you do, the payoff will be huge for you. You'll see. Helpful? The other thing that we've been talking about recently, and it's a new analogy that if you've been listening to us, you've heard already, but it's a good one. And that is, we've been talking about the creative process is 3 steps. Step 1 is contrast helps you to ask. It just does it all day, every day. You can't stop asking. Step 2 is law of attraction and source, and all of those non-physical fairies of the universe are lining up the circumstances and events, providing for you through the path of least resistance what you want. Your work is to find the vibrational place that allows it. That's what step 3 is. So most of what we talk about in these gatherings is about finding that step 3. So now as we're talking to you about these vibrational discs, it really is the step 3 work. It's the, I care about how I feel so much that I'm going to find the thoughts that feel the best. So Esther was in Texas a while ago, and the beautiful pond that was once very beautiful was not so beautiful because the water was all cloudy. And so they replaced the pump, they replaced the filter, they put clarifying stuff in the water, but the water remained cloudy. You couldn't even see the fish. So then it was determined that the water was being drawn from the pond into the filter. We make the analogy of that being like step 1, see asking. And the filter is doing its work. That's step 2. That's what source is doing and law of attraction is doing. And then putting it back in the pond. But the pipes going back into the pond were clogged, tightly clogged, with this very stubborn Texas caliche soil. It actually was compacted just like concrete. Nothing was getting back into the pond. It had happened over a period of time, and the pond was getting increasingly cloudy, increasingly not clear. And so they just laid some new pipes on top of the ground to test the theory that that's really what it was. And of course the pond began clearing up right away. And so we want to say to you, you've probably got some clogged pipes. And you spend a lot of time trying to chisel it out. The nice men came, they were chiseling with rods and plumber's snakes. Nothing would release that caliche soil. Nothing would release it. And in a similar way, you have beliefs that it's just not worth the trouble of trying to dig up the pipes and dig out the stuff. It's so easy to lay new pipes. And those pipes are just your beliefs. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And a belief or a thought that you keep thinking is just momentum that you've got going. So without even knowing it, you've got habitual discs that you hang around on. Jerry, when he first met us, said, I have a wonderful idea for an incarceration system in our nation. I think that there should be islands of badness. And the murderers all go to one island and do it to each other. And the rapers all go to one island and do it to each other. And the thieves all go to one island, just keep taking stuff from each other. He thought it was the perfect plan. And we said, you already have those islands. And now we are wanting you to see them as these spinning, attractive, grid, disc points of attraction. It's what's going on all the time, you see. So when someone like you says, oh, I care about feeling good, and I reach for what does feel good, and I focus on what does feel good, and I often find it, and then I see what looks like magic to other people of my point of attraction just sweeping out into my environment and bringing back to me. The people that are around you, as you go through a day and you find people that are ornery, you gotta ask, how'd they get on your disc? Oh yeah, I'm on the ornery disc. I'm at the ornery meeting today. Sending out an announcement to everyone as I leave the garage. I've ripped my windshield wiper off the back of my car, and that's just how I feel, all right? You have this point of attraction, and awareness of it is empowering. What now?
That's it. Thank you.
So you wake up, and you're on that high-flying disc, or pretty much. You feel pretty good. And then what happens? That
like Esther's phone, my phone blows up. I get an angry client or a friend calls with troubles of the world. I don't know.
The phone blows up.
Phone blows up.
Means too much comes all at once. Too much for you to deal with. So you feel time shortageness.
Yes.
So what do you think you can do? And we really want you to think about this. What do you think you could do in 16 seconds about the subject of time shortageness? You're on this high-flying disc, and if you are, and we believe that you were, if you were really on that high-flying disc, Esther will not convince us that she was on a high-flying disc when she ripped the windshield wiper off her car. She will not convince us of that. She wasn't on a low-flying disc. It wasn't a terrible thing, but it was proportionate to the overwhelm that she was feeling. So if you really are on that high-flying disc, what kinds of things would be inspired for you to think or say that would allow you to maintain that momentum? My phone's blowing up. This is a good thing. I'm popular. My phone's blowing up, which is a good thing, which means I've got it going on. You tell us, what could you say that could keep you under those conditions? Because you haven't fallen out of the airplane. You're standing at the door of it, but you've got time. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to stay there?
Just find a different way to look at it.
Lay some new pipes. Lay some new pipes about that right now. So what we're suggesting is, you can lay new pipes really well from that high-flying disc. That's the time you want to lay the pipes, not when the windshield wiper is dangling in the back. That's not the time to lay new pipes. That's just going to keep that momentum going. That's really the time to lay the new pipes. All kinds of things will happen, and you'll be aware of the beliefs that you have that make you want to lay some new pipes. But what might you do to lay some new pipes right then and there? What could you say?
I appreciate the new business coming in, the business that I have.
Yeah,
the
make
people
us
that
believe
care about
that.
me.
Make us believe that you're still on that disc. Man, oh man, life is good. I got it going on. I'm a mover and a shaker. Things are really working out for me. This is all a good indicator. When my phone stops ringing, that's when I should worry. This is a good thing. I'm capable. I'm really good at this. I'm really good at organizing. I'm really good at all of this and getting better all the time. Everything's always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Whatever I need, the resources are there for me. All is well. Things are really good. So you've maintained it. Not only did you maintain it, not only did you not slip, but you used that 68 seconds to even get more momentum going. You see what we're getting at? Is there anything else that happens that takes you from that you meant, that could potentially take you from that high-flying disc?
I don't think so. Not that I can come up with right now.
Someone walks in with an issue that they always have.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah, that. Someone walks in with an issue that they always have. So what does that mean? For just a moment, some old momentum is starting to enter the picture. But what are you going to do? In other words, you got 16 seconds to figure it out. Do you have time to lay some new pipes about that person?
So if it's someone that's not familiar with this work or even open to it,
doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference.
So I just focus on me and laying those pipes, and maybe they can...
Or on finding a way, if there's somebody that's in your life a lot, that almost every time you come into interaction with them, it takes you from your high-flying disc, and you know how that feels. It makes you really resent them, doesn't it? So their name is synonymous with ugh. But they're not going to evaporate from the planet. They're not even going to stop calling you, because that momentum is going. Maybe there are familiar ties. There are all kinds of reasons that they may be there. You have to find a way to focus on them and stay there. That's the work. Or never focus on them again, which is unlikely because they've got your number in more ways than one. So you've got to find a way. You've got to find a way to stay there while you think about them, which is the definition of laying new pipes, isn't it? You've got to find some way of thinking about them differently, giving them the benefit of the doubt. They don't really understand this stuff. I do. They've got some momentum going, and the law of attraction is carrying them away in it. And maybe in time they'll come to know what I know. But for now, I think I'll give them a break because they don't understand how this stuff works. And I don't have to join them in that despair. It's possible for me to stay here even when someone else is not there. It's not my job to bring them up. I would like to bring them up, but here's the thing. I'm making this statement to the universe. I want to uplift you, and if you're upliftable, come on up and we'll play together, but I'm not going down there where you are and trying to drag you up. That's the thing that you want to know about. I'm not going down there where you are. And for a while, friends, we love you very much. While you are in the process of figuring out these new pipes, you're going to go down there with them. You're probably going to go down there with them, and you're going to resent being down there, which is going to make you want to be up here even more. In other words, your resolve to be here is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger until you're just not willing to play that old game with yourself. You're going to find new ways of thinking about it. They're not going to change at all, but you're going to stay up there when you think about them. That's what Source does. That's how you see the world through the eyes of Source. That's what unconditional love is. Unconditional high-flying disc. unconditionally soaring high, because your conditions have nothing to do with me. Only the conditions of the subjects that I choose to ponder.